today is obviously one of the spookiest days in the calendar. It's Halloween, 31st of October. But did you know that the origins of Halloween began in Ireland through the festival of Samhain? So Samhain is a Celtic pagan festival. It marks the end of the summer, the end of the harvest season, and the beginning of winter. It is also the Celtic New Year and was celebrated in Ireland, Scotland, the Isle of Man, and other Celtic regions. It is suggested that this festival started in Ireland around 2000 years ago, but there is some evidence to suggest it may have even been traced back to 4500 to 5000 years ago, before the Celts even arrived in Ireland. So, as I mentioned, also in Celtic pagan tradition, Samhain also marked the start of winter. And winter in this tradition is heavily linked with death, but not in a morbid and bad way. So at this time, the veil between life and the afterlife was at its thinnest. This allowed spirits to pass through again, and ancestors and family members who had passed on were honoured and invited home again, whilst they also warded off evil spirits. And as an extra precaution, people wore masks and costumes to disguise themselves from these unwanted spirits, which is obviously a link to the modern Halloween. Communal bonfires, food, dancing, music were all part of this amazing festival. And one of my favourite traditions in this festival was that people used to extinguish their household fires. They then used to get the unlit torches, put them into the communal fire, take them back to their households, and light their fire again. This marked a fresh start to the new year, and it's kind of similar to the New Year's resolutions I suppose we have nowadays. There are two hills in particular associated with Samhain in Ireland. One is Clachta and the other is Tara, and they're both in County Meath. Clachta is the main site, and that was home to the Great Fire Festival on the eve of Samhain. It's named after the goddess of the same name in Irish mythology. Clachta still exists. It's an incredible looking site and you can visit it down in County Meath. So I'm going to pop up a picture of what it looks like. Popping up on your screen now is what the site may have looked like in Celtic times, and all credit to writer John Gilroy for this. There's definitely, especially in Ireland, been a bit of a revival of Samhain, which I am fully on board with, and you can still thankfully see links to Samhain in modern day Halloween celebrations such as mask wearing costumes, bonfires and different things like that. I'm of course very proud of the Irish Celtic origins of Samhain. Thanks for watching as always, hope you all learned something today, and make sure you follow my page for more videos like this.